So we are going to shovel on the Action 6. Right now the aperture is at f3. When I'm back there it goes to f4, which is cool. So the varial aperture is working. We're on a regular field of view lens, which is the stock lens that it comes with, 155 degrees, f2 to 4. We're at 4K 24, 1:1 custom ratio horizon balance. What I want to do is I want to test more color tones, but you can't do that when you're in the custom aspect ratio mode, which I noticed, which I'm pretty bummed about, because I would love to be able to put this into Instagram, into Reels, into Shorts, and be able to do that very easily because you're shooting open gate, but you can't do that with the film tones. So these are the little things, and I know I'm a smaller channel right now, but if anybody from DJI or these action cameras are listening, these are the little quirks that make it a little bit harder to make these cameras match up, or just even use them in the certain modes that we want to. So we can't shoot in film tones when we're shooting 1:1 aspect ratio in that custom mode. I'm not an engineer, I'm not a tech or anything like that. I'm just a guy who likes using cameras, and now I'm starting to understand how they all work. But if we can fix those, that would make this whole process so much easier to match footage on the timelines. So since it snowed, I figured let's shoot in film tones again and test it out, because the other day was very dark. Today's a little brighter, but you guys can see it's still pretty mute gray right now. So in order to shoot in the film tones, we're gonna have to switch over to the 16:9. That's just what I'm gonna shoot this timeline in. So we're gonna move over to the 16:9 aspect ratio. I'm gonna shoot in probably like 3 film tones. There's a lot of them, and I'll save the other 3 maybe for another test. But we're gonna shoot in 3 film tones, and we're gonna see how it looks to shovel out here where there's a little bit more brightness and we still got the snow. All right, guys, we are in 4K 24 horizon balance. We are in landscape mode right now at f2.8. And I've got the house in the back a little bit so you can see a little bit of color with this TR film tone. We're at 70% for the TR film tone. I actually really like this one a lot, especially out here in the snow. When you see it against any kind of brick in the house, right here, it looks pretty darn good. So I'm really enjoying that. And then we're just looking out into the snowy abyss, but that doesn't really do anything. But I think when it's here and it finally adjusts onto my face, this film tone is actually really nice. How does that look, guys? How do you think that looks? Especially since I'm still out here in a very gray setting. A lot of snow around, but I've got this backdrop right here. Pretty cool. I like this one. TR. Woo! My wife brought me some Dunkin' as well, so that's Dunkin' in the TR film tone. So what I'm realizing about these film tones, especially in this weather, is that if you have it up to f4, say it's on the ground or I'm kind of in the distance, it does tend to get a little darker versus when I'm up close. And I know that's because more light is being let in. But the other thing is I just feel like when you do have a background, I just don't want to be switching, to a brighter, exposure value or bumping up the ISO. But I am on auto settings, so it just takes a little time to set in. Again, guys, I'm probably missing a lot of important terms here, but this is just me as a regular vlogger going out here and testing this camera. And I'm really liking this TR. This one feels like it's like I'm in kind of like a movie in Alaska, but see my neighbor's blue house behind me. It looks really good. I like that. I like what TR does to blues, and I also like what it does to oranges. So if you're going for maybe a teal and orange look, this is probably the way to do it. Right now, WT film tone. How does this one look? I feel like this one is a little softer from what I can tell. It just adds a little bit more of a natural look. WT. All the same settings right now. It's up to f2.8 on my face. And this is WT. So this is my house, nice brick, orange background, showing that off. And then I'm gonna turn over here because I love the blue on my neighbor's house. I love the blue on their house. So you can see that background right there. That's WT. How's that? And now we're just in snow right now. So that's WT. We're gonna shovel a little bit with WT so you can see how that looks. So there's two things that I think are hard about shoveling snow is when you've got separations in the sidewalk or anything like that. The other thing is when you drive over the snow and then the snow gets all packed down. See? I gotta keep it flat. So this is FE, F50%. Let's look at the blue house behind me. This is nice. I think this setting right here is the moody look. So if you're looking for something nice and moody, if you're in a city, if you want to get nice backdrops, of course, like it just makes sense why they made this one for street photography. So this has been FE, film tone at 50%, shoveling snow. I don't know, man, FE, I think everybody's liking it because we're in this darker weather right now, so it's looking naturally good. It's made for this weather. It's made for darker days. I think that's what it is. Because when we get sun and we get to see what that sun does to these, we'll be able to know which settings these film tones actually belong in. So I really believe there's a home for all these film tones. So right now we're back in normal profile, normal 10-bit, no film tones on, same settings as everything else. And it's a little flat, What I'll probably do is I'll add a little auto boost right now. And you can see how different that looks. So that's a little auto boost, just auto settings and a color boost in Premiere Pro. So my honest consensus right now, because I haven't tried this out in good weather, is that each film tone is going to have a home. And what I mean by a home is that each film tone is going to have weather conditions, lighting conditions, you know, time of day, all of that. They're each gonna have their own home to belong in. Now, there could be times when two film tones might look good on a certain day. It's just your vibe, your style, your mood. And I think that's what you have to trust and the gut instinct you have to go for, right? This is all about finding our own styles, finding our own POV, storytelling, all of that, right? Finding out how we really want to show up in life and in this platform. So if there's a certain film tone that doesn't match its home, meaning weather conditions, lighting, all of that, then maybe go against the grain. Maybe show your character in that way. But I think that if you want to have a natural cinematic look on a moody day, I would say TR or FE are the ones to go for. If you want to kind of go against the grain on that, maybe WT is the one for you. And then I think on a sunny day, you'll see like the CC, WT, and NV be the ones you want to go for. If you want that extra kind of like maybe Wes Anderson, golden look that people love to add, more of that dreamy look. And there might be days where those offer you that dreamy, nostalgic look and you don't even have to get a filter for that. So lots of thoughts right now reeling, which is why I want to say the Action 6 has been like so surprising so far. I wasn't gonna get this camera, and I'm glad that my wife got it for me because I think it's really a camera that unearths a lot of different features for you. It's going to give everybody who is learning on the action camera, maybe everybody who is an expert with action cameras, and everything in between. It's going to give people something to play with. There's features for everyone on here. Features for people who just want to get started. Features for people who want a little bit of extra depth of field. People who really just want to dive deep into understanding the specs. So there's a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to using the Action 6. And I think that's what is going to be kind of not a deal breaker, but it's going to be one of those things that makes the decision hard for people. And I think they're gonna find that out once they get it. But once they have it, I mean, how could you not use this camera? How could you not want to use every little piece of feature, every little piece of hardware and software that comes along with the Action? So the more that I've been trying to get better at filmmaking in general and tell stories, this camera has been such a refreshing tool to use, because now, yes, I have to spend a little bit more time trying to understand things happening in this camera, but the output that you get from using it is incredible. I mean, my mind is reeling with all of the things that I've done this past year that I could have done with this camera. So now going into 2026, I think this camera is going to be such a clutch piece of equipment. And I've been saying this in comments to people, but I really believe, you know how the Sony has the A1, but everybody buys like the A7 IV or the A7 V now, or the Sony A7S III, the FX3. There's so many different cameras that do amazing things, but I think the Action 6 is one of those cameras, though, although it doesn't have everything perfected yet, this camera has the potential to be the flagship action camera, right? And I'm not talking about against like the Pocket 3 or against any drones or even the Nano. I feel like that fits in its own space. But when you're talking about the square box cameras, when you think of like the GoPro and when you think of like the Insta360, version of this, I really believe that the Action 6 is the flagship camera. And we could say that probably off of film tones alone, because I don't think any other action camera, maybe Insta360 and all that, does it, but they're not doing it with the settings and the variable aperture and the features that this camera has. So you got to look at all of those things together, not just the features alone. And that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning. If I sound like an idiot right now, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm learning, is that you have to look at all of these things together, not alone. And that's gonna be the difference maker and what makes this camera the flagship for DJI. So that's what I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Go out there, play with your cameras, make the world your sandbox, enjoy yourself no matter the weather. You can make something, you can do something, and you can be something. Stay human, guys. Love you. Peace.